These are 7 myths that we need to put a stop to in the scanner radio hobby right now. And I'm sure if you disagree, you'll let me know by leaving me a comment below this video. Myth number 1, encryption is killing the hobby. Okay, I get it. When things encrypt around us, our local police or fire, yes, it can be very frustrating as a listener if that's what we enjoy doing. And I completely understand. My county's been encrypted for well over a decade now. But here's the deal. We don't go and throw out our TVs when our favorite TV show goes off the air. We don't stop listening to music when our favorite band breaks up. And the same should hold true when it comes to scanner radios. We don't stop scanning just because our local system or local agencies have gone encrypt. We need to find something else to do and something else to enjoy when it comes to the hobby. So I do not believe that encryption is killing the scanner radio hobby. Now, if you want more details, we have a longer version of this guide in our podcast. You can go to this podcast and listen to it on any podcast platform that you can take on your smartphone, your tablet, or even listen on your computer or your smart speaker. Simply search for Scanner School and make sure you click on subscribe so you get the newest podcast episodes delivered to your podcast player every week. Myth 2. There is nothing left to listen to. This pigtails right into myth number 1. There's still plenty out there to listen to. Now, I understand not everybody's cup of tea is aviation, marine, or railroads, but you may find something else out there when you actually put the scanner into search mode. And what I like to say on a podcast is that the secrets are in the searches. You have federal, mil-air. There's plenty of stuff out there if you go out and seek it. Trust me. I do this all the time, and it's amazing how many systems we can find that are around us. Myth number 3, simulcast makes it difficult to hear anything. Okay, simulcast can be a real thorn in our sides, but don't forget we've got radios like the SDS 100 and the SDS 200 that make it easy to listen to simulcast. There's also units out there by Unication, and by the way, I am a Unication dealer over at eastcoastpagers.com, and I sell plenty of Unication G2 to G5 pagers to scanner radio users that want to hear their simulcast systems. But another method out there, which is very cheap, is software-defined radios. And I've got a free course that'll get you started in software-defined radios in an afternoon. We'll link to that down in the description below. And if you want to take that even further, I have a paid course that will show you how to do P25 trunking, as well as some other stuff when it comes to your software-defined radio. But if you don't want to go that route, there are simple ways you can also try to eliminate simulcast. First of all, you can turn on the attenuator on your scanner. Don't use your external antenna on the top of your house. Eliminate the number of sites that are coming in. Or you can always put a paperclip on top of your scanner. I know it's not elegant, but the deal here is you try to eliminate all of the sites that are coming into your scanner and only limit it down to one site. And that will help you eliminate simulcast. And that might even still help you use your older P25 scanners on today's simulcast trunked radio systems. Myth number 4, it is too expensive to get started in the scanner radio hobby today. Look, what we have to do here is take a look at how much scanner radios cost yesterday. Let's go back to the Radio Shack catalog and look at the Radio Shack Pro 2006, a top of the line scanner radio back in the day. In fact, I own several of these scanners today. And if we take a look at that scanner and what it could do, we would be surprised here. A 400 channel analog only scanner back in 1993 was selling for $399.95. If we convert that over to $2023 due to inflation, this scanner could be yours for $824. So would you want to spend $125 more than the SDS 200 to get a scanner radio that does a fraction of what the SDS 200 can do? As a reminder, 400 analog only channels versus analog trunking P25 simulcast color display. I think scanning now is cheaper. But what if we look at the cheaper scanners that are out there? Radio Shack's cheapest scanner in 1993 was a Pro 58, a 10-channel scanner. 10 channels only. Sold for $129. Due to inflation, today's value on that scanner is $267. Again, I think that the scanner radio hobby today is more affordable than it has ever been. Myth number 5, it is too complicated to learn. If you're getting into the hobby today, yes, there's a lot of information to digest. Analog, trunking, P25. What do all these things mean? What is simulcast? A lot of these scanners are a little difficult to set up, but There's plenty of resources out there to get you going. There is software that will help you program your scanner, which we did not have back in the day. Back in the day, you had to go see a man behind a counter and get a crystal, or you had to go ahead and buy a book full of frequencies in order to program your radios. Today, a lot of what you need is available online. There's a lot of free resources out there, and there's a lot of communities like Radio Reference. There's a lot of videos like here on YouTube. And we also have our own Discord server where you can go and ask questions in real time. If you need more help, I'm available for tutoring, and I can help you over a Zoom call, basically face-to-face, computer-to-computer, and I'm here to help you with all of your scanner radio problems. There's a link down in the description on how to book me for a tutoring session. Myth number 6, scanning is an old man's hobby. That is completely not true. Yes, there are plenty of older people in the scanner radio hobby, but they've been in the hobby for decades. I speak regularly with people who are entering a hobby or have been in a hobby, and they have entered in their teens and early 20s. I've been around the hobby since about the time I could walk. I've always had a scanner radio in my house thanks to my father and my grandfather. There are plenty of people out there that start young with scanning, and this is a hobby that can be spanned over several generations. And I think it's great to see people who started 60 years ago helping people that are just getting started 6 weeks ago. And finally, myth number 7, I need a good outdoor antenna in order to properly enjoy the scanner radio hobby. Look, this is true when it comes to systems that are simplex or duplex, or if you're trying to listen to fireground communications or stuff from several counties away. But if you look in the monitor, just your local area, your antenna that came with your scanner may just be good enough. Many of these P25 county trunk radio systems have been designed for a 90-something% saturation rate. And part of the criteria also is that an officer can get on the network from his hip radio at all times. So in order for this system to hear those people, it has to have really good coverage, which means the radio not only needs to hear the trunk system, but the trunk system needs to hear the portable radio. A lot of us live in areas these days where we have really robust trunk radio systems that most of the activity is on, and that we are able to hear a majority of what it is that we want to listen to right from that trunk radio system. I said a majority of us, not all of us. I can't hear across my county even with an outdoor antenna with the fire districts because they insist on using point-to-point. But if they were on the trunk radio system, I could be here in my basement with my portable radio and hear them just fine. These were the 7 myths that I believe we need to stop talking about in the scanner radio hobby today. And if you disagree with me, leave me a comment below and let me know whether I am right or wrong or what other myths that you think we need to debunk in the scanner radio hobby.